There are fights in anime that are epic, emotional, and unforgettable, but very few redefine the entire story and the soul of a series. Naruto vs. Pain is one of those battles. It wasn't just about fists and jutsus. It was about pain, ideology, loss, hope, and ultimately the possibility of peace. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the full context of this legendary fight. We'll explore who Naruto and Pain really are, what led them to that final confrontation, and what this fight meant, not only for them but for the entire ninja world. We'll go back in time to the childhoods that shaped them, the masters who trained them, the ideals they once shared, and the diverging paths that brought them to opposite sides of war. This battle wasn't just a physical confrontation, it was a collision of souls forged by suffering and dreams. Get ready for a complete journey, from their beginnings, their philosophies, and their losses, to the shocking invasion of Konoha, the unforgettable showdown, and the ripple effects that forever changed the shinobi world. Naruto's journey begins in darkness, abandoned, feared, and utterly alone. On the very night of his birth, disaster struck. The nine-tailed fox, Kurama, was released and attacked the Hidden Leaf village. To stop it, the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, and his wife Kushina sacrificed their lives, sealing the beast inside their newborn son. That son was Naruto Uzumaki. But Naruto didn't grow up knowing any of this. He didn't know why people stared at him with fear, why other kids were told to stay away from him, why shopkeepers treated him coldly. All he knew was that something about him made everyone uncomfortable. And so he became a prankster. Not because he was mischievous, but because he was lonely. If he couldn't be loved, at least he could be noticed. His dream of becoming Hokage wasn't born from ambition, but from the deepest desire to be acknowledged, to be seen. And despite all odds, Naruto began walking that path. He failed the Ninja Academy exams multiple times, but he never gave up. He eventually graduated, joined Team 7 under Kakashi, and began forging bonds with Sasuke, Sakura, and others. But his true growth came when he found mentors. Hiruka, the first to truly believe in him, Kakashi, who taught him teamwork and restraint, and later Jiraiya, the Toad Sage, one of the legendary Sannin and Naruto's godfather. Jiraiya didn't just teach Naruto jutsus. He taught him philosophy, purpose, and responsibility. Naruto faced countless battles, from Haku and Zabuza, to Orochimaru, to the Chunin exams, and the confrontation with Gaara. Each challenge hardened him, matured him, and made him realize that protecting others was the key to becoming truly strong. But the shadow of the Akatsuki loomed large, and among them, a man would rise who shared Naruto's pain but not his hope. Nagato Uzumaki was born in the Hidden Rain village, a place caught in the crossfire of the great ninja wars. Unlike the powerful Hidden Leaf, his village was a battlefield for larger nations. It was a land of endless rain, death, and sorrow. As a child, Nagato watched helplessly as his parents were slaughtered by Leaf shinobi, soldiers who mistakenly believed they were enemy combatants. That was the moment Nagato awakened the Rinnegan, the legendary ocular jutsu, but no power could bring his parents back. From that moment on, Nagato's life was marked by grief. He wandered alone until he met Yahiko and Konan, two other war orphans. The trio became inseparable. They shared food, shelter, and eventually a dream. That dream took form when they encountered Jiraiya, who stayed to train them. Jiraiya saw their potential, and especially in Nagato, he saw the possibility of a chosen one, a messiah who could bring balance to the world. Under Jiraiya's tutelage, Nagato learned not only ninjutsu, but a sense of justice. He began to believe peace could be achieved. Inspired by Yahiko's boldness and charisma, they formed the original Akatsuki, a group that sought to stop war and bring peace to the world. But peace was a dangerous dream in a world profiting from war. Yahiko's growing influence threatened the Rain Village's tyrant, Hanzo. With secret aid from Danzo of the Leaf, Hanzo set a trap. He demanded Nagato kill Yahiko, or Konan would die. Without hesitation, Yahiko sacrificed himself, falling on Nagato's kunai. Nagato's scream of agony that day echoed louder than any jutsu. His heart, already cracked, shattered. He slaughtered Hanzo's forces in a fit of rage. From the ashes of hope, pain was born. He adopted Yahiko's body as the Deva path, forming the 6 paths of pain. a technique that allowed him to control 6 corpses remotely. Hidden behind machines and painkillers, Nagato became a living god of retribution. The Akatsuki was reborn, not to stop war through words, but through force. He would gather the tailed beasts, create a weapon of mass destruction, and instill fear so great that no nation would dare fight again. Peace through pain, and the Leaf Village, the symbol of everything he lost, would be his message to the world. By the time Naruto was training in Mount Myoboku to master Sage Mode, the Akatsuki had already captured several tailed beasts. The world was watching in fear. Villages began fortifying defenses. Tensions between nations escalated. War was no longer a question of if, but when. Pain had eliminated Jiraiya in a battle of devastating proportions in the Rain Village. But not before Jiraiya discovered Pain's secret. With his dying breath, he left a code etched on the back of Fukasaku the Toad for Naruto to decipher. Jiraiya believed Naruto could end the cycle of hatred. Naruto, meanwhile, trained relentlessly. Sage Mode was not just a new power, it was symbolic, a perfect balance between natural energy and the self. It represented control, harmony, and awareness, everything Pain had abandoned. Meanwhile, Pain prepared his strike. His goal: capture Naruto, destroy Konoha, and force the world to understand true pain. The time for dialogue was over. Pain arrived in Konoha not as a man, but as a force of nature. The 6 paths infiltrated the village simultaneously. Chaos erupted. The animal path summoned monstrous creatures. The Preta path absorbed chakra-based attacks. The Deva path used gravity to flatten defenses. Every section of the village became a battlefield. The Leaf Shinobi fought valiantly. Kakashi faced the Deva and Asura paths, sacrificing his life to protect the village. Choza and Choji battled to the brink. Shizune was killed in interrogation. Civilians were slaughtered, homes destroyed. And then came the moment no one could forget. Deva Path, channeling Nagato's wrath, used Shinra Tensei at full power. A single pulse leveled the hidden Leaf Village, turning it into a crater of dust and corpses. Naruto was not there. He was racing back, summoned by a reverse summoning jutsu. He landed in the ruins, atop a massive toad facing the wreckage of everything he loved. What followed was a masterclass in combat, storytelling, and emotion. Naruto, calm but furious, faced the 6 paths of pain with Sage Mode mastery. Each move was calculated. He destroyed the animal path first, then methodically eliminated each one. The village watched in awe. This wasn't the same reckless boy. They were witnessing a leader. Pain, too, was relentless. When the Deva path regained its power, the real duel began. Naruto exhausted his Sage Mode, fell into traps, and nearly succumbed. Hinata intervened, confessing her love and standing to protect him. Pain impaled her. In his anguish, Naruto lost control. The 9 tails emerged, breaking its seal to the 8th tail. Destruction loomed, but at the last moment Naruto was saved by his father. Minato's chakra stored within the seal manifested. Father and son finally met. Minato restored the seal, calmed Naruto, and passed on Jiraiya's dream to bring peace. Renewed, Naruto returned to battle. He defeated the final pain body with precision. But he didn't stop there. He sought the true source. Deep in the forest, hidden in a mechanical walker, the real Nagato waited. Fragile, sick, and consumed by hatred. Naruto didn't kill him. He listened. They talked. Nagato told his story. The deaths of his parents, Yahiko's sacrifice, Jiraiya's failure. He explained his ideology. Peace only comes through pain. Naruto, instead of rebutting, responded with empathy. He spoke of Jiraiya, of loss, of his own pain. And then he offered a choice. He would not continue the cycle of hatred. He forgave Nagato. That moment shattered the walls around Nagato's heart. He saw in Naruto the child he used to be, the dreamer, the believer. He remembered Yahiko's smile, Jiraiya's hope. Nagato made his decision. Using the last of his life force, he performed the Rinne Rebirth Jutsu. He brought back everyone who died in the invasion. And with Konan by his side, he entrusted the future to Naruto. When Naruto returned to the crater that was Konoha, the villagers didn't scorn him. They didn't whisper behind his back. They cheered, they lifted him, called him a hero. The boy no one believed in had saved them all. Naruto finally felt what he'd always yearned for, acceptance, but the scars remained. Tsunade lay in a coma. Konoha was in ruins. Danzo moved behind the scenes. The world began to shift. Every nation now knew the power of the Akatsuki. And in the shadows, a greater threat stirred. Tobi, also known as Obito Uchiha. Yet Naruto had changed the world. Nagato's death wasn't in vain. Konan left the Akatsuki. The dream of peace was rekindled. Naruto became more than a Jinchuriki. He became a symbol, a bridge between hatred and hope. Naruto versus Pain wasn't just a fight. It was a reckoning. A spiritual and emotional trial, a test of everything the characters stood for. Naruto didn't win with brute strength. He won by breaking the cycle, by refusing to hate. He showed that understanding is stronger than violence, that even the deepest pain can lead to redemption. Nagato, once a child of war, died with peace in his heart. And Naruto, once an outcast, rose as a beacon of change. If you've made it this far, you've felt the weight of this story. So don't forget, like the video, subscribe to Robert Animes, and share this with everyone who believes anime can change lives. Tell us in the comments, what moment from this battle moved you the most? Until next time, Ninja, remember, pain is part of the path, but not its destination.